My name is Sam Ostroff, and the company here is Salmon Studios, and we're involved in all kinds of creative metalworking projects. People ask us what we do here, and I have a hard time summarizing it into a sentence or even a paragraph because every project we do is so different than the one before it. Mainly, I think we try and take on really challenging and interesting metalwork projects, and this whale was right in that avenue in terms of a complicated shape, a really creative piece that ended up having to have these movable elements, which was very cool. So we're doing all different metalworking processes, welding, cutting, grinding, and then this whale was really cool because we had to introduce these wood elements, which we don't usually work in, but we really enjoyed.
I'm Bruce Rosenbaum. My company is Modvic, and I do steampunk art and design. Steampunk can mean a lot of different things to different people, but for me, it's about a what if. It's about reimagination. It's if the Victorian period or the industrial age happen at the same time as our modern age, our computer age. How did this whale project come about? Mark Snyder called me a few months ago and said, I just bought this incredible historic property on Nantucket and I want to bring you in. We sat down and we just brainstormed ideas on what we could do to steampunk the hotel. So we decided to come up with some ideas in terms of going back to Nantucket's history, which of course is the whaling industry. And so after doing some research, we found that during the early 1800s, Nantucket was the whaling capital of the world. It had thousands of ships coming in and out of port, and it was basically like the petroleum industry is today. During the mid-1800s, the whaling industry was in decline. So we came up with this idea of a what if. What if during that decline period, the fishermen and the people on the island decided instead of killing or destroying whales, they would help to make whales. And of course they would have to be mechanical whales. And so this whole idea of a steam whale, a mechanical whale, a whale that would do something was formed.
So at the beginning of this project, we took Mike Libby's original concept sketches and we had to transfer and translate those concept sketches into patterns and files that we could work with here. And from that, we had the ribs cut out in 3D and the skins we actually cut here by hand. Part of the original concept sketch involved having windows where you would look into the whale and you'd see the mechanical workings that actually allowed the mouth and the tail to move. And we thought that was really cool because I don't like hiding how things work. I want it to be seen, and this gives us an opportunity to make those mechanisms really interesting and creative and part of the look of the whale. I feel like the machinery that we work with, the parts we have around, lend themselves to the steampunk aesthetic. In the gears and all of these different pieces of equipment have that feel to them, and I think to try and bring that into this project was only natural. Part of the nature of doing any creative project like this is letting the process develop as you're working on it. So